Well, let's go across live and exclusive to Union Minister Babul Supriyo, who is joining us on the broadcast at this moment. Thank you so much, Mr. Supriyo, for joining us. Minister, I have my first question to you. The governor is making some serious allegations. Shouldn't these allegations be backed by some kind of proof?
That why I'm sure he's a man of honor. He has enjoyed a high post in the judiciary. We don't need to teach him that when you make claims like this, they are to be substantiated with proof. I'm sure he has enough reasons to say that, and one should go ahead and do an investigation to find out what exactly is happening in West Bengal. I mean, did you understand the Bengali that was spoken by whoever spoke before me? I think it was some TMC minister who probably spoke. Do you know the language that he used? I mean, our cars got broken so many times. In Mamata Banerjee's rule, anything can happen. Whatever the governor said, in terms of on Constitution Day, he being kept number 6 on in a line, he going to the assembly, the gates are locked. He going to the university and the chancellor's chamber is locked. You think any person with self-respect is going to keep quiet and not going to create a and not going to complain or or let people know that this is what is happening with the Constitution of India? Ask any journalist. I ask your office. Do you think any journalist
Yes.
from Calcutta calls you up on a regular line, or is it always on WhatsApp or on a Signal app? They don't call you on normal lines. We don't talk on normal lines because our phones are all tapped. All our phones are tapped. So this is what is happening in West Bengal, and this is not something that
Sir,
he's going to make up. The kind of language that has been used by the MPs, member of parliaments, it just shows that
yes.
education
Yes.
doesn't make one educated.
Mr. Supriyo, you are also saying that the fear of the phones being tapped has led you to try and continue your conversation with people in West Bengal on not on the regular phone lines as a union minister, because there are very stringent protocols of how surveillance can be done. There is, in fact, authorities which are taken into confidence, written orders are given. Should the central government not intervene if there is illegal tapping of the phone which is happening in the state of West Bengal, or will this just be a political tutu meme, sir?
No, let's understand one thing, that the governor is not a political personality. Whatever the Trinamool Congress would want to go and allege, we don't take it. The people of Bengal don't take it seriously. Do you have we forgotten about the fact that when there was a regular drill happening in an area which is close to by the second Dugli Bridge, by a regular drill by the army. Remember Mamata Banerjee staying in the secretariat for the entire night, saying that center is planning a coup against the West Bengal government. So it's absolutely crazy, say, case of affairs in Bengal. So if there is no ifs and buts in it, I can show you n number of phone calls from journalists, and none of the calls. Let me tell you, none of the calls we receive are from regular phone lines. They're always on WhatsApp. People use Telegram. People use Signal. No one talks to each other on any kind of.
Okay.
They'll call and say, okay, let me call you back on WhatsApp. And you speak to a journalist in Kolkata, ask him to talk to you on a regular line. They won't. That's it. They talk on FaceTime. They talk on WhatsApp. They talk on Signal, on Telegram. This is exactly what Mamata Banerjee's government is doing. And
Sir, but
the
that isn't that the practice here? Isn't that the practice here in Delhi as well? I know so many central ministers and officers that would not want to talk on the normal line. They are also using WhatsApp. So do you think that the same fear is here as well?
Well, you see, what I would genuinely say is that in Delhi, uh, uh, if there are even ministers, if you're talking on WhatsApp or on any other app other than a regular line, there could be apprehension that you're talking such important stuff that your data or your voice may be tapped or may be stolen. Those are done for security reasons, for purely security reasons. But otherwise, why would the most, Honorable Prime Minister, Home Minister, they have mobile jammers when their cars travel. But in West Bengal, it is ordinary people who do it.
Right.
Everyone does it. Everyone. No one wants to talk anything on a regular line. So in Bengal, it is by default, everyone is doing it. In Delhi, yes, I'm sure many of us, while making very secret calls or many official talk, we might want to avoid the regular line, but not in West Bengal. Everyone does it. So there is a difference between
Right.
the two. Absolute difference between the two.
Sir, you were speaking about the language which has been used, and I just want to bring your attention to what Mahua Moitra had said, Rajya Sabha MP of the TMC. This roughly translates to her response to what the governor said. Uncle Ji now claims he and West Bengal Raj Bhavan premises under surveillance. Believe me, that's something your bosses from Gujarat do better than anyone. Any of us would be novice at it. The TMC also, along with it, alleges that the governor residence, the Raj Bhavan in West Bengal, has become only a tool and a center for politics by the Bharatiya Janata Party.
What TMC alleges is not something that is the fact. In Bengal, whatever happens, all of you, the journalists in Bengal, they capture it and it is shown on television channels. BJP has not made a documentary for West Bengal, releasing the misgovernance, the lack of governance, or the tyranny of Mamata Banerjee, the way she has murdered democracy. It is not a documentary film made by BJP. It is all the truth that you see on television. What has happened during the votes? All over the country, elections take place. Where do you see this kind of political violence? What happened during the civic polls last time? What is expected of the polls? Why do we have to be so apprehensive? Why is in Kolkata, you ask someone that you cast your vote, they're going to say कि वो सब झमेलाए जाओ ना, in Bengali, वो सब झमेलाए जाओ ना, यानी कि झमेला में नहीं जाना है, घर पे रहना है.
Okay.
That is what
Okay.
that is exactly what the governor has said, that democracy has been threatened in Bengal, and that is absolutely true. My car got broken 7 times. One insurance agent comes to my house bringing his friend along, that I have paid for your broken glass 3 times. Sir, let him do your insurance this time. Next time I'll do it again. Please don't get angry on me.
Right.
But I paid it 3 times. Let him do it. This is the reality in Bengal, and we are not making a documentary on it. That's true. You know that how many BJP workers got killed in the last few days? In the last 7 days, 4 of them got killed. And you know how it is happening, how people are getting raped and killed. So these are not political allegations. These are facts that we are bringing in top. And which MP addresses the governor as Uncle Ji? Can you tell me? Can you tell me? Our normal person.
Fast, but my last very quick question, and I would love your response on that, sir. Sir, the very quick last response on the fact that these are serious allegations which the governor has made, and you also seems to be substantiating those allegations by your perception that how everything, people are under surveillance, and especially political leaders are under surveillance in West Bengal. Would the BJP, or would you think the governor office should take it at least to the courts, expose the Mamata Banerjee government?
Well, as I said, that unlike the TMC, the gentleman I think who spoke before me was probably Bobby Hakim. That is the same minister, used to be a friend of mine earlier. He is the same person who had once said that there is only one post in Bengal, and that is that of Mamata Banerjee. The rest are all lamp posts. That is the minister who said that. So unlike the uncultured, uneducated netas of TMC who are known for their corruption and their, under the table means, Governor Saab is a educated and a very respected, lawyer who has served even in the Supreme Court. So he's going to take the legal recourse. We'll leave it to him. Let us see what he does, and it is going to be a learning experience for all of us. We'll wait and watch.
Thank you so much, Mr. Minister, for taking out time and speaking to India today. As Mr. Babul Supriyo also seems to be suggesting that there is wide-scale, snooping, surveillance being done. We are only hoping, because there are very important protocols which are put in place to check this kind of illegal snooping. If there is actually a case, we would hope that the minister and the Bharatiya Janata Party, and of course the governor office, are going to take it to the logical conclusion, will take it to the courts so that the truth, in fact, can emerge rather than just political statements being used to hit out at each other in West Bengal. Before I move on from this story, I very quickly want to tell you, because this is not the only snooping charge against a sitting government which has been made. Take a look. There have been other, in fact, state governments which are also facing these kind of allegations of by the opposition of snooping being done against them. So it just seems that once you are not in power, you try and make these allegations against the government. What is the truth? Only an inquiry can tell you. Past snooping charges, in fact, the controversy. So police has filed a case against KCR for snooping on Chandrababu Naidu. This was K. Chandrasekhar Rao government in Telangana, which had registered a case against the KCR for snooping against Chandrababu Naidu. In 2019, 1,400 users, including activists and human rights lawyers' phones were hacked. This became a huge controversy. The central government was at the center of this entire controversy. In 2019, opposition and ruling party in Karnataka, politicians' phones were snooped for a year. And this, in fact, became a huge problem for HD Kumaraswamy at that moment. In 2020, BJP claimed that the Raj Bhavan, Rajasthan government tapped phones of the politicians. And remember, this was also which the SOG said that they have heard these conversations. Sachin Pilot, when he was angry, miffed with Ashok Gehlot, he also raised this. How is it that his phone, the Deputy Chief Minister, then Deputy Chief Minister's phone, was being tapped and was under surveillance as far as this entire controversy is concerned?
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.